Hey everybody, and welcome to Iron Vlog number 212. This is my journey to become Iron Man, and today I've been working on the hand. This is the hand. As you can see, it's kind of like a mitt design. So the way this is going to work is these plates right here are all going to cover like part of the hand, and they're going to slide around like the average of where these joints are, like that. So they'll all slide, and they point out, which follows the shape of your hand, and also makes it good for punching shit. It's got that nice sharp point right on top of the main knuckle, which, if you ever done martial arts, they may have you punch a different way. But the way my martial arts works is you punch with the middle knuckle. So that's good. Allows me to kick some ass with it. So I haven't got the joints in here yet. I was actually hoping to get this done today, but some parts of it kind of ended up stumping me a little bit, and I had to stop and rethink some stuff and really kind of work through it. But I figured it out. I just had to stop because it was time for me to start wrapping up and get this video done and go to bed. Anyway, let's look at the joints here. They're pretty cool. I actually really like them. So this joint right here is a double joint. As you can see, these ones aren't attached yet, but this double joint system is working really nice, and those are moving over two different axes of rotation, which I've talked about before. There's your carpal bones slide around past each other, and there's like a series of them, and they add together to, well, there's multiple axes of rotation in your hand as you move your hand. So that's what this does as well. So there's two parts, and they're moving around two different points. One thing I was looking at, though, is those axes may have been a little bit closer than I initially thought, but it'll be okay. Even if they weren't, it's still going to fit pretty well. And then this is the distal part of the other one. So if we switch over to here we are in the full suit, and we come in here, and I have to do this on this because this is where it attaches into the forearm. But if we come in here, I'm going to drive this joint here. There you can see the same thing going on there, like that. So the double joint there, you can see how this would move that down, and that would allow you to go to about here. It'll go back pretty far, but it'll actually end up, you'll see this part right here. Well, you just saw it maybe for a second. It'll actually go through the back of the hand. So I wouldn't actually be able to go as far back, which is not as big of a deal. Most of the motion of the entire suit is very limited going backwards at all. A lot of it I haven't designed to where there's any backwards motion, really. So there's kind of following the same thing here. So I'll probably just leave it as it is. And then if it becomes an issue later on, like I don't like the way it's hitting my hand or something like that, I can go weld in a piece between these two pieces right here that would stop that from hitting, especially if I actuate the back of the hand and there's a lot of force coming backwards on it. That could potentially be dangerous. So that's a option too. Because there's going to be an extra muscle that runs from this point right here to the back of the hand. So I might go in there and weld in some kind of stop to keep that thing from coming back and crushing my hand if that actuator were to turn on. And I may design that into the suit before I make it. We'll see. I'm not sure, but we have the option for that. So let me see if there's anything I missed here for you guys. This joint right here is going to hinge on the thumb, so that's going to go that way. So there's going to be another one offset 90 degrees, and there's going to be a sliding joint that allows for the other direction. This part right here is kind of awkward. See, most of these joints are going to be circular joints like these. They're going to be, or hinge joints, excuse me. They're going to be hinge joints like this. So most of them are going to be like that, except for this one right here. The problem is that if I line up on this here and I turn on the bodies, you'll see how that's kind of deep into the web, especially because it's pretty close fitting. It kind of was going to run into the web of my hand. It doesn't really look like it from this angle, so you'll just kind of have to take my word for it. But I ended up putting this one up here to offset that, so that doesn't get in the way with the webbing of my hand, because I was worried about that. So there's going to be one hinge joint on like the fingers, the mitt, one sliding joint, and the rest will be hinge joints. So that was part of what kind of hung me up today and what kind of took me a long time to figure out. But tomorrow I'm going to come through and I'm going to run out the rest of these hinge joints for the fingers. And then I'll take this hinge joint out. I'll put the sliding joint on for that, and then I'll run the two hinge joints for the other two joints of the thumb. Then we'll be done with the hand, and then I'll be moving on to the foot. Oh, one thing I will say really quick is this is going to come down, and then there's also going to be some parts that come off of this. And so this metal part will completely come off to the sides of your hands too, which is pretty cool. And so it'll be like completely round, and then when this thing is actuated, you'll be able to like ride on the insides of those supported parts, which is cool. That's it for me today, guys. Quicker video, but it's going well, and I'm going to finish this up tomorrow, and then the day after that, I'm going to start working on the foot, which will be pretty awesome too. Love you guys. Have a good one.